Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody on this fine August morning? It's actually really nice here today for August in the DC area. It's like in the 60s right now, and normally August is our time for like thunderstorms and gross weather, and for some reason we have fall weather today because Mother Nature can never make up her mind. Kate is here. Good morning, Kate. I got a notification for your subscription, so thank you. That's always so lovely. So it feels a little bit dark this morning. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the way my lighting is set up. I feel like it's very dark. Dun, dun, dun. Also, I hope it's okay. I'm still working on my breakfast a little bit. So there will be some snacking, I guess. I'm not snackless anymore. I have popcorn now. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if there's some kind of like, not cold front, but if there's just something that's passing through and it'll be here for a couple days and then Mother Nature will be like, hey guys, guess what? Summer. Because Mother Nature is like that. She can be very annoying sometimes. Oh my goodness. So my oatmeal exploded in their microwave and I managed to clean most of it off of the side, but it's still like, I don't want to put it on anything because I'm afraid it'll, just make more of a mess. So where are all our coasters? Oh, okay. Found a coaster. We're good. Okay, it's your first time. Oh, is it? Oh, it might be. Oh, well, welcome. You're gonna have to tell me what you're working on too, because I know you've mentioned it on other people's live streams, and I don't. I'm so sorry. I can never remember. I try to remember everybody's, and sometimes it just gets there's a lot. And mostly because everybody just has really good ideas, so it's like trying to remember them all is a little crazy. But I am working on a Hades and Persephone retelling. So the changing of seasons myth, but from Persephone's perspective. So everything is in first person. It's all her like inner thoughts and monologues and stuff. So yeah, but Kate, you're gonna have to tell me what you're working on, and then I will commit it to memory. Good morning, Christy. Good morning, good morning. It's so lovely to have you here, my friend. It's, I'm a little tired. It's where the coffee comes in. So, if y'all are willing and able, I'm going to go ahead and do our warm-up sprint, our 10-minute warm-up. I have a strange desire to watch Castle. I don't know why. I don't know where that came from. I'm still waking up, so my mind is like all over the place. And I was talking about like true crime the other night with my sister-in-law because she and I like true crime stuff, and I'm a criminology major, so we were just talking about all this stuff, and I was like spewing theories and whatnot, and for some reason my brain was like, you want to watch Castle now. 6:30 brain. This is what we got. Yeah. Cheers, my friend. All right. So, the pronoun I is here. Hello. I'm not sure. I think you have been on my streams before. If you have, welcome back. If you have not, welcome. So, welcome either way. But if y'all are ready, I'm going to go ahead and pull up our There we go. Okay. Now it's a matter of remembering what button does what. But if you guys are all set, I'm going to go ahead and do our 10-minute sprints. And for once, I remembered the banner I made for this. So now that we're all happy and slightly sleep deprived and getting a little bit hyped up on coffee, let's go ahead and start our warm-up sprint, and I will see y'all in 10 minutes. Happy sprinting. Yay! All right, so that is the end of sprint number 1. I don't know if I really keep count of these. They just sort of go. Keeping count is like doing reps, and I hate doing reps. Wow, what is going on over here? All right, so I know I missed some comments earlier. Kate says, it's hard to keep track of everyone and their work. I think it will be a mystery and about a social worker who uncovers a teenage bride and uncovers secrets about her past. Ooh. That sounds like it could get intense. And I am always a fan of intensity, so I'm looking forward to that. Ah, yay, Castle! We have another Castle fan. Castle is such a great show. Actually, Kate, if you like Castle, this is how I got people to watch it when I first found it. But if you like Castle, you should watch Lucifer. If you don't already watch Lucifer, the two shows are actually very similar, but both are absolute great fun. I mean, you know Castle, but Lucifer's kind of that same feel of just, it's just kind of hysterical. Like it's murder mystery and it's like a procedural crime show, but it's just very funny. So I always recommend both of those together now. Yes, and Castle is a show, Chrissy, with Nathan Fillion, if you know who that is, and Stana. Oh no, I'm getting her name wrong. Hold on. No, that's her name, right? Hold on, I have the box somewhere. Stana something. What's her name? Stana. Okay. Oh shoot, does it not say? Okay, well, I don't remember what her name is, but it's a good show. This is the first season. I have seasons 1 through 7. I don't have the 8th one. But it's a procedural crime show. It's a murder mystery show. So if you like murder and mayhem, it's very fun. It's about a wealthy, well-known, very famous mystery writer who becomes a consultant for the NYPD. And it's very funny. Hilarity and drama ensues. So I definitely recommend checking it out, Christy. It's very fun. Yeah, I think you have too, pronoun I think you have too. Because I know I've seen your name before. I just couldn't remember if it was on my channel or if it was on someone else's. But I knew you. But I have heard of you. Points to anybody who can tell me what that reference is from. Castle is a TV show. Like Bones. I was not as much into Bones as my older sister was. My older sister used to really like that show, and she was kind of like me when it came to Castle, where she had like every DVD of it. So she was kind of more, Bones was kind of more her show. And Castle, I think, was a little bit more mine. So, but we both loved Psych. If you've ever seen Psych, that show is absolutely hilarious and deserves all the love it gets because it is very wonderful. So coming off of that TV show train, because I love talking TV shows and movies, so you guys know this. How did everyone do on that last sprint? I am slowly finishing up this chapter. It's a matter of trying to figure out what needs to get deleted and what's staying and what makes sense and what doesn't anymore. And it's a whole hullabaloo. So I probably got about 3 paragraphs in total, maybe 2 large ones. Of just trying to like rearrange and rewrite and add and subtract and multiply, divide. You know, all those things I failed in high school. Yes, I love Psych. Every time I see a pineapple, I think of Psych. And it sucks because my husband has never seen Psych. I don't know how we've been together for 5 years and I've never shown him Psych. I feel like I have failed as a wife, um, but every time we go to a grocery store and I see a pineapple, I'm always like, hey, Steven, are you a fan of delicious flavor? And he doesn't get it. And then I have to remind myself, I haven't shown him Psych. He doesn't know what that means. It's, I really need to. I need to show him Psych. I got him to watch Castle. I got him to watch Lucifer. I've gotten him to watch a lot of things, but for some reason, I haven't gotten around to Psych. He'll watch Monty Python with me. I don't know. I don't know why Psych got lost in the mix. Yeah, worse because I'm thinking of reworking my book to include another point of view. I actually had a similar thought not that long ago. Because I was thinking, because like I said, the story is from the perspective of Persephone, so everything is, first person. It's, her mind and everything. It's through her eyes. But I was thinking, like, does anyone want to know what Hades is thinking throughout this too? Like, not have something where it's like switching back and forth between Persephone and Hades' perspective, but like every few chapters or every once in a while have just like a snippet of Hades, but like in not first person, because it's still very much Persephone's story. But I've been kind of playing around with that, but at the same time I'm like, yeah, but it's Persephone's story. I feel like having Hades in there and having his thoughts, even if it's in like third person and I'm not like jumping back and forth very much, like I still feel like that would sort of detract from her. And, as much as the story is also about him, it is mostly about her. So I don't want to take the spotlight away from her. But I like the idea of knowing what the heck Hades is thinking. So, especially since, he's the boy who had the chariot. He's the boy who did the abducting. There we go. That is words. English? Maybe? I don't know. English is hard. That's why I learned Japanese. As I was tired of speaking only English. That was literally the reason why I got into foreign languages and why I wanted to learn foreign languages so badly, is because I'm so fed up with speaking English. I wanted to learn something else. I don't think many people have that problem, but I was like, I don't want to know just English anymore. I want to speak something else so that when English gives up on me, I can just switch over and speak another language. And sometimes my Japanese is better than my English. It says, my original idea was to do the 2 points of view. The first is the main character, and the second would be third person limited. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too, for if I were to add Hades perspective into this story. That was kind of what I was thinking too, but I think I'm just gonna have to hold off on Hades. Maybe he'll get his own little story someday. For right now, it's all Persephone. It's her spotlight, so she's gonna keep it, no matter how nice her husband actually turns out to be. So I've said it once and I've said it again. Hades is really not all that bad. And Disney lied to us. Disney absolutely lied. But what else haven't they lied about? I mean, Pocahontas was 12. Hunchback of Notre Dame, I'm pretty sure they all die in the end. Actually, Hercules, didn't he kill her in the original myth? He kills her and their kids, right? Yeah, Disney just lied to us. Conviction watching a show called Lucifer. Yeah, that's what my mom said too when I was trying to tell her about it. Um she was very sort of like Lucifer. But it is actually a very well done show. And if it helps, I'm not sure. It's actually based off of a comic. It's not like, I mean, there's a lot of like biblical references in it, but a majority of the story is based off of the Sandman comics, in which Lucifer is in. I think they're DC comics. So, like, the realm of like Batman, Superman, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, those guys. But I will always recommend Lucifer. I don't think they do, I was raised Catholic. I don't think they do anything offensive. Um, I've never felt offended by the show in any way, but it's very funny, and it is a very clever show. And it is hard not to love everybody in that show because they're all just adorable sometimes. Trust your judgment. I actually don't know where you can watch Castle now. I want to say that you could probably find it. I mean, you could probably find it on, Amazon, I think, would have it. You might have to pay for it. It's kind of, I want to say it's an older show at this point because it ended, I think, a couple years ago. But but you can definitely find it. It's out there. It's out there, and it's good. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, Hercules was a lie too. Because Hades actually was not the one who would mess with people. Like, he kind of just stuck to his underworld. Like, that's where he was. He didn't have time to go out and mess with people. And apparently in one of the tellings of the Hercules myth, Hercules actually stabs Hades, like, not kills him, obviously, but like tries to. And so I'm like, who's the jerk here? Poor guy. Poor Hades. Getting a bad rap. Hercules didn't do anything. What did he do that was so great? Kill a Hydra? Pfft, please. Percy Jackson did that. Hard for me to watch it with that name. Yeah, and that is true. Like, that was something that threw me off too. When I saw it, when I first picked it up or first watched the preview for it, or first found it on Netflix, was the name, because I was raised Catholic, and Lucifer is the bad guy in Catholicism and, Christianity. And so I was very like, okay. But then I sat and sort of let the preview play. And by the end of the preview, I was in stitches. I was laughing so hard. I was like, if the preview is this funny, the show has got to be hilarious. And it is. So, but I totally understand. The name does it. I understand where like the hesitations come in with that, though, because of who the main character is. So I know, and it's not for everybody. So I recommend it. Doesn't mean you have to watch it. Oh, Kate, that might be fighting words. Okay. I like Marvel. I'm just going to throw that out there. I like Marvel. I like X-Men. I like Spider-Man. I like Iron Man. I like Thor. I like Captain America. I love Marvel. But I grew up with like DC characters. So for me, DC is better. I've been a fan of Batman since I was a little kid. I have so many DC comics on my shelf. I watched Teen Titans and Young Justice and the Batman the Animated Series and a little bit of Superman the Animated Series. Like, I grew up on DC. So that is where my loyalties lie. It does not mean that I like, or it doesn't mean that I don't like Marvel. I do. And I enjoyed the Avengers movies up until like I got confused and forgot. Like, I think they even got lost on the way with how the heck their movies were supposed to go. That lost me. But for the most part, I do like Marvel. I just have a deeper love for DC because I grew up on it. And Wonder Woman is my girl. So I want to learn another language, Swedish, Polish, and Greek. I actually tried learning Swedish at one point. There was a time when little Maddie was looking for another language to learn, and she would buy everything, like a book on every language that interested her, and one of them was Swedish. I don't know any Swedish. I can't speak Swedish, but Swedish is very interesting. And so is Greek and Polish. All languages are interesting. Let's be real here. Every single language is interesting. And I would, if I had a superpower, it would be to know every single language ever known to mankind, existing or dead. That would be my superpower. And I could speak it, read it, write it, everything. That's what I would do because I love languages. Oh, Castle was on Netflix. Oh, they moved it to Prime and now it's not free anymore. Of course not. If Amazon can, if Amazon can get your money, they're going to get your money. Am I allowed to say that? But you could probably get the first season from the library just to try it out. Yeah, and I'd imagine that they would have it. I'd actually be surprised if they didn't. But yeah, it's really good. It's a fun show. I'd say it can get a little dark sometimes. It for the most part is very lighthearted, but it can get a little bit heavy, I guess, to use. Who says that? Marty? Is Marty the one who says this is heavy? I think it's Marty. Back to the Future. Let me know if I'm right on that. Christy's gonna check it out on the library. Select Marvel because they were always characters who had a mutation they learned to control and battled using the power for good or evil. Yeah, and that's interesting too. That's kind of the thing that I've noticed with like Marvel is it's weird too because they like flip-flopped almost. Is Marvel characters are humans who maybe aren't consciously trying to be gods, but like, are trying to almost like prove that they are heroes. And DC characters are the opposite. It's almost like they're seen as threats or they're seen as gods and they're trying to be more human. And that was kind of the thing that I liked about DC a little bit better, is that was seeing the characters who have these like crazy powers who are just trying to be like every other person. And I don't know, I just kind of like that. Like, I was never a fan of Superman. I always thought the dude was like super overpowered, but but he was just trying to be, for the most part, he spent his time trying to be just a normal guy. And I was like, I respect you for that, man. It's the only time I ever respected him for anything. Because in most things he's overpowered, and in Justice League he's useless. So it's like, thanks, Soups. But I don't know. I always liked watching them try to like be humans, especially even like characters like Batman or Green Arrow, like the guys who don't have superpowers. It was always kind of fun for me to watch them try and be normal, especially Batman. Because Batman's not good at being normal. But the first Batman movie I watched was the 1989 Tim Burton movie with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson as Batman and the Joker, respectively. And I have no idea why my parents let me watch that movie when I was a kid. I don't know why they let me watch a lot of movies when I was a kid. It's probably why I turned out the way I did. But that was one of my favorite movies. That was my favorite Batman movie until The Dark Knight came out. And then The Dark Knight came out, and I was like, this movie, please. Give me this movie. This movie's mine now. Heath Ledger as the Joker, no one will be able to top that now. I still think the only Joker who is like any slightly better is Mark Hamill, and he was the animated Joker. He did the voice in Batman the Animated Series. He and Heath Ledger are like the kings of Joker. and no one is ever going to be better than them. So sorry to anybody who is trying, but quick difference is the Avengers. So like Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Captain America, those guys are Marvel. Justice League, which is like Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, Green Arrow, Black Canary, those guys, they're DC. I don't know about Marvel comics, but DC comics have gotten really dark over the years. So if you see comics in the store that have like really some kind of interesting artwork on them, they're probably DC. But yeah, that's kind of how I differentiate them is Marvel has the Avengers, DC has the Justice League. And actually, fun fact, I will say fun fact is Justice League, and I'm not saying this to start a war, but Justice League actually came first. Justice League, or DC was the first of the major comic companies to combine all their marketable superheroes and put them together as a team. And then Marvel saw how well DC was doing with their new Justice League comics, and then they put together the Avengers. So the Avengers came around because of the Justice League, and I just thought that was interesting. So, not trying to start a war, just stating a fact. That was an awesome Batman movie. Yes, he really was. And Michael Keaton, too, I thought was just such a good Batman. I mean, I love that movie. It is very it's very comic booky, but that's kind of what I like about it is it did a good job of kind of mixing the darker elements of Batman that were starting to come into the comics at the time. Because Batman comics used to be like the Adam West TV show. They were bright and campy and, and pow, blam, whoop, or whatever, And then over the years, they started introducing kind of more serious, more dark storylines. So it was kind of cool to see how the 1989 Batman movie does like a really good job of mixing kind of those comic elements, like the bright campy stuff, with the darker storylines. So, you still have your moments of like color, but you also have like the underlying dark. I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's just it's a good movie. It's good. I love it. It's probably one of the only Tim Burton movies that I really, really love. Dad, you're going to love this movie. Rocky Horror Picture Show. Okay, so my father, I don't know why he thought this was a good idea, but have you guys ever heard of the movie Troy with Brad Pitt and Orlando Bloom and Eric Bana? My father, and he questions why I turned out the way I did. My father was like, hey, this is a great family movie. Oh, yeah, Dad, because watching people getting hacked to pieces and, Brad Pitt's naked butt, this is good for kids. And my 3-year-old sister, my little sister, she was sitting on the couch watching it the entire time. And I'm like, why is nobody, removing her? Even my mom didn't do anything. And it was just like, why is this a family movie, Dad? My father is so funny. He is so funny. His definition of a family movie, his definition of a Christmas movie is Die Hard, which I wholeheartedly agree with now. When I was a kid, I was like, I don't think you're supposed to kill people for Christmas, Father. So I don't know what he was thinking. I love my father. My dad is wonderful. But sometimes I'm like, what goes on in your mind? Marvel is always a person with a mutation that is a power of some kind, whereas DC is a human with special tools and usually a revenge goal. Not all of them, but yes, that is very much, that is very true. Not all of them have a revenge goal, I will say. Batman is kind of the more prominent one when it comes to that, But like, I mean, if you look at like the motivations of like Superman and Wonder Woman, those guys, it's normally not that. They're just trying to be good people. But Wonder Woman's awesome, so she can never, she can never do no wrong. So excited for Wonder Woman 84. This is gonna be awesome. Ha! Yeah, you've heard of Troy. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why he thought that that was a good family movie. So wait until. I don't know what Cujo is. It Cujo? Is that how you pronounce it? What that is? I don't know if I've ever heard of that. But that alone, asking you to go to the car in the night and get something by yourself, yeah, that's creepy in of itself. My dad wouldn't like scare us. My dad didn't like scary movies or anything, so he would never actually try to intentionally scare us with what he showed us. He just always ended up scaring us with what he showed us. So he tried. There's a reason why I can stomach the amount of movie violence that I can now, and it's because of my father. So thanks. Things like movies like Hacksaw Ridge, John Wick, kind of like more those kinds of movies. Yeah, those don't bother me anymore. So thanks, Dad. Maybe. It was a movie based off of Stephen. Okay, well, there you go. There you go. Stephen King right there. Anything that man does, nightmare inducing. He is terrifying. I don't like it. Well, I like the one with Tim Curry because it's unintentionally funny. But like the newer ones, I saw a clip of Pennywise in the new ones, and I was like, no, not happening. Absolutely not. We're not doing this. Although it was really funny. A few months ago, I was driving home from work, and the way that I go home, there's, obviously, there's like, every few blocks, there's like the drainage thing. So about 2 blocks from my work, I'm driving, and I kind of use it as a landmark, and the sewer thing comes up, and next to the sewer thing is a red balloon. And I was like, well, either somebody has a sick sense of humor or we've got a clown problem. Or both. Characters are trapped in a car while a demonic dog prowls outside trying to figure out how to get in the car. Well, he's demonic. Wouldn't he have like couldn't he just break the glass? Or tip the car over? Or I can think of about a million ways where the dog could have gotten in, but I can see how that would be freaky. Oh, also, for our next sprints, if you guys want to sound off movie dates or TV dates, actually, go ahead and put those in. Sounds like he watched a scary movie with his nephew and said they ran outside. That would be like me and my family. Me and my little sister, we don't like scary movies, and so on the off chance that we watch them, yeah, we're kind of like SpongeBob after watching a horror movie. We're just sort of like, everybody is a monster. I mean, it is a clown problem, Also, I don't know if you guys remember this. I have to bring this up because of the clown problem. But a few years ago, there was and I think it was nationwide. It was like people were dressing up as clowns. And I think it originally started off as a prank. And this was before the new It movies came out. Like, I don't even think they'd been announced yet. And the what's it called? And so So they started dressing. So people started dressing up as clowns, and they would like. At first, they didn't do anything. They would just kind of stand, creepily and watch people. And then it started escalating where they started like chasing people, and then it turned into attacking people, and it kind of got creepy. It got scary because it's like these people in clown costumes were like physically attacking people. And then and then the tables turned, and now it's dangerous to wear a clown costume because you might get your butt handed to you. Because people started fighting back. If people saw someone in a clown costume coming towards them with like a bat or a bar or something, people started fighting back, and they were like using their cars to like hit these guys, and it was crazy there for like a month or so. And I bring it up to people, and nobody remembers it. Like nobody. My husband knows what I'm talking about, but everyone else I've talked to, they don't remember this happening. And I'm like, it was everywhere. There was always some kind of clown attack or people attacking clowns who were trying to attack them. It was so bizarre. I don't know what the heck. Humans are so weird. We as a species, what is going on in our brains? I'm a scary movie person within reason. So if there is a good story in the movie, I will watch it. If it is there just for the sake of scaring me and giving me nightmares, then no, I will not. No. Yeah, I haven't seen Cujo. 2025. That's going to be a good year. I'm going to be 30 that year. Hopefully it'll be a better year than what it is now. Nope, it's not too long. Yep, I like 2025 too. Thank you. Someone else remembers the clowns. Oh, thank God. I'm not crazy. I know that there were clowns. There were clowns, I tell you. It was so terrifying. You always thought that, you were gonna like there was gonna be a clown somewhere. It was scary to go out at night after that. Just rabies. What? Wait. So the dog had rabies? He wasn't demonic? Oh, I was about to say if he was demonic. Well, I guess he couldn't have been because my hellhound is a sweetie. So I couldn't have been my little Perseus. Oh, that's okay. Suspense with a good story is the way to go. I don't like things that are excessively violent or excessively sexual. Like those are like two things where I feel like scary movies tend to go towards. And I'm like, you can tell this story in a much more interesting way and leave about half of this stuff out. So tell that to Hollywood, though, I guess. All right, but if you guys are ready, since I think we've been chatting for a while now. I love talking about movies. We're going to do Christie's 2025, and we are going to begin. Woohoo! Hooray. Oh, what was that? Oh. How did everyone do? I have to scoot in my... This 3D moment brought to you by a chair that doesn't move very well on carpet. Seriously though, it's having wheels on carpet is... It doesn't work very well. So I don't actually know how many words I got. I am so close to having this chapter done and finished, and hopefully yeah, I don't know. I like writing scenes with Persephone and Hades, especially now that they're getting along. It makes me happy. They're so cute. I love them. Anyway, let's see how you guys did. Oh, Kate says, favorite episode of SpongeBob is, oh, this is from before. Okay. Is when they're trying to get home and the bus keeps passing them, so it gives them a balloon. That's all my balloon from. I like it. We've actually, my husband and I have been watching a lot of SpongeBob lately, so we love SpongeBob. Hi, Autumn! Slowly waking up. Yes. Yes, that's where the coffee comes in, my friend. I know, I'm probably going to have to take a nap today, as I'm going to be all over the place. Because I have this morning, and then I'm going to go for a run, and then once I'm back from a run, I got to go to the UPS store and ship some stuff, and then I got to go to my parents' house and get my pirate hat, and then I think my little sister is going to come over today, and we're going to watch the third Rurouni Kenshin movie, and then we have the thing tonight, and I'm like, when did my Mondays get busy? Oh, Mondays. It's a good kind of busy for a Monday, though. So I have a feeling I'm going to need a nap. About 300 words, changing a scene. Yeah. Oh, see, I said the word nap, but now I'm yawning. Hello, good morning. But that's pretty much how it's going for me too. It's a lot of changing. Workshop. Perna and I is reading workshop documents. Progress is progress, no matter what it is. Christy got 204 words. I like worda though. Worda. I like that. I almost said 240. And I'm like, no numbers. Get your numbers right, my friend. Kate says hello to Autumn. Autumn says Kate in all caps. It's Kate, 500 words on top of that. So yes, priorities. Always text your friends. Don't be like me and wait a few days to respond to your friends. I'm so bad about that. I'm so bad. Sorry. I keep kicking things and touching things, and I'm like, what is under my desk? I don't know anymore. I don't know. So I am still, I feel like I've been working on this chapter all weekend, and I don't necessarily, the way that I normally write is I sort of treat the week, like a job. So I'll try to go through like a chapter or so a day. That's usually my goal. And then over the weekend, I'll sort of dabble with it. Is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. But this chapter is like, I'm trying to wrap it up. I'm trying to wrap it up so I can go on to the next chapter. And it's just so, excuse me. See, I said the word nap, and now it's all just going to be downhill from here. But yeah, I just feel like it's taken so long for it to wrap up, even though I'm like this close to the end. I'm that far off. So maybe this next sprint I'll finally be done with this chapter that I've been struggling with all weekend. Who knows? They were all book related. Hey, there ain't no judging here. I apologize to anybody if that was bad. My Southern accent usually doesn't sound like that. It usually sounds better than that. My family, or my mom especially, well, actually both my parents are from Oklahoma, and but my mom grew up mostly between Texas and Oklahoma, and what's it called? And so my mom had a lot of her siblings still live in Texas, and they have very strong accents, and you can hear them. And so me and my older sister, when we were little, we spent a lot of time with my mom's side of the family. So we were surrounded by these accents. And so every once in a while, my mom will slip into her accent, and then I will slip into mine, and my older sister will slip into hers, depending on who we're talking to. And I have no idea what happened, where the disconnect came in, but my little sister cannot for the life of her do a proper accent. And it's so cringy. It's so funny, but it's so cringy. And you're like, what happened? You've spent the same amount of time around these people, and you you can't do an accent. She's so funny though. I love my little sister. She's a character. Autumn got home at like midnight, work until 7:30. Oh my gosh, yeah. It made me tired just thinking about it. Look at this, Autumn. Look. Look at what you're making me do. Oh man. Yeah, well, it's at 9, right? So I don't think you'll be fashionably late if you are late. Chrissy says, me to Kate, I can't write the scene. 2 seconds later, I wrote the scene. I feel that. I've been there. Yeah. Going to catch her. Oh yeah, Autumn has a sprint tomorrow at 6 because crazy people are up early. I struggle giving out my Texas accent. Oh, where in Texas are you from? That's like my gut reaction. Whenever I hear someone is from like Oklahoma or Texas, I'm always like, oh, where are you from? My parents are from Tulsa, or my dad is from Tulsa, born and raised. My mom lived in, she lived in Tulsa, Norman, and Beaver, I think, are the places in Oklahoma she lived. And then in Texas, she lived in Houston twice, I think. And then she also lived in Louisiana. She did not like Louisiana, but I don't remember where. I think she was near Baton Rouge. I think that's where she was. Or she was either near Baton Rouge or New Orleans. I can never remember where. But my grandpa was in the oil business. He was an engineer for an oil company. I think it was Gulf. I'm not sure which one. So they moved around a lot, but they moved around mostly between Oklahoma and Texas. So wherever the plants were, that's where they would go. And she was born in Kansas and grew up between Oklahoma and Texas. Yeah. I love it. I love Oklahoma. I'm not scared of tornadoes. We went out to Tennessee, and my was telling me a story. Oh, significant other. That took a minute. Sorry. Went full out Tennessee, small town country, and I was like, where in the world did that crazy accent just come from? I love it when that happens though. Like, it's so fun. It is so fun. Like my friend, her family, her family is from Chicago. And so every once in a while she'll like say things with like a slight Chicago accent. And my husband, his family is from New York. So when we're driving and he gets angry, it is like stereotypical New York in the car when he gets mad. It's so funny. So funny. Love it, love it, love it. Nah, sorry. Hopefully this doesn't start like a circle of endless yawns. Yay! Grew up south of Houston. Hey, my older sister lived in Houston for a little while. And my cousin lives there now, actually, I think. And my mom lived there. And they have kolaches. You have kolaches. Oh my gosh, wait. Kate, if you have any good kolache place recommendations, because someday I'm going to get up to Texas again and I'm going to go kolache hunting and I need to know where to go. So if you know a good place to go get kolaches, let me know because I need them. Oh my gosh, they're so good. And so, okay, sorry, that was whew, that train left the station in a hurry. All right. And your husband grew up in Owasso. Oh, nice. I know it looks like it's Owasso, but apparently the way Okies pronounce it is Owasso. So it's like an A instead of an O at the end. He grew up with Garth Brooks. His sisters were in his wedding. That's crazy. See, small world. A lot of great country artists have come out of Oklahoma. Like Blake Shelton is an Okie. Carrie Underwood's an Okie. Garth Brooks is an Okie. I think Reba McEntire is an Okie. Yeah, well, there are a lot of great Okies. Oklahoma is awesome, y'all. My mom, it's actually funny. I don't know if you guys know who James Garner is, but James Garner was an actor. I think he was kind of more so around in like the 60s, 70s. And he was in a movie that my family and I really like called Support Your Local Sheriff. And he was from Oklahoma, and I think it was his cousin, was my mom's 3rd grade teacher. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like, just everybody in Oklahoma is like, there's a connection. One way or another, there's, I love Oklahoma. People are so nice. I love it. I miss it. I have a California accent. Seriously, I can pick up any accent. I use y'all because it's fun. Yeah. Oh, I grew up hearing y'all. So for me, saying y'all is like second nature. Because that's just the people who I spent time with as a kid. That's just how they talk. Now, people in Northern Virginia do not sound like that. So when you talk like that in Northern Virginia, people kind of look at you like, do you belong here? Like, they're very judgmental here, which is funny because if you go like an hour out, like an hour south, you'll run into those kinds of accents. So, but like I said, I grew up around it, so Houston is probably the 3rd worst city. Authentic tamales. Oh, I do love tamales. There's a really good restaurant in Phoenix, Arizona. If you guys ever somehow end up in Phoenix, there's a really good restaurant called Via de los Santos, and they have combined my 2 favorite things in the world, which is enchiladas and tamales, into a tamale enchilada. So like the outside is a tamale, and then the inside has like an enchilada filling. So good. Oh my gosh. If you want good Mexican food, either go to Texas or go to Arizona. If you don't want to go to Mexico, if you want real Mexican food, go to Mexico. But if you want the closest thing you can get in the States, go to Texas or go to Arizona, because you will find all the best Mexican restaurants. Oh, Kate, you should go kolache hunting. They're really good. I guess for anybody who's not sure what a kolache is it can either be sweet or savory, but it's kind of like a fancy hot pocket is how my friend described it. So basically it's like a dinner roll with a filling inside, and the filling can either be savory or sweet. And they are very, 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 very tasty, and I love them. But I haven't had them in a very long time. And Houston is extremely muggy. I have family that lives in I have family that lives in Columbus, which is, I think, about an hour or so outside of Houston. And we go stay with them in the summertime sometimes, which is silly because you step outside and you feel like you're swimming. You could take a shower on Monday, Friday, still not dry. Houston is 100% heat with 100% humidity. It is very nasty. Hey, well, if you want any recommendations of places to go, I'm not actually sure what all is open right now, but I think the monuments are, I mean, the monuments are pretty much, fair game. The museums might be open again, just like limited capacity, like most places, but definitely go to the Museum of Natural History. Could go to the Air and Space Museum. That one is really cool. If you can, the American History Museum. Oh, the African American History Museum is also really, really, really well done. It's really well laid out. Also, if they're serving food at the African American Culture and History Museum, go to I think it's on the bottom floor, go to the food court and get their potato salad. It is the best potato salad in the DC area. I have not had anything better. And I've been here for 20 years. And that place has the best potato salad. So go for the history and the culture, but also go for the potato salad. It's so good. But yeah, no, Kate, if you have any or want any ideas of where to go in DC, I've lived here long enough to be a tour guide, so I wish I didn't, but I do. So, I mean, I believe it. I mean, I personally am an Arizona girl, but I mean, any Mexican food I will eat. It is some of my favorite. Sounds like my hometown. Graduated high school with this guy, and his mom was my 5th grade teacher, and his sister was my hairdresser. Talk about small town. Yeah, and that's the thing with Oklahoma is that just a lot of it is small town, and it still is small town. Like even cities like Oklahoma City and Tulsa, like they still feel very small town, which is very fun. And my mother makes the best tamales. Homemade tamales are always the best. They're always the best. Give me the recipe until I was married to her son for 10 years. Oh, she has to make sure that she can, trust that the recipe isn't going to somehow magically go off into the world. She's being we have a sketchy Mexican restaurant down the road. We actually have a lot of sketchy looking restaurants here. It's weird. They're either Vietnamese restaurants or they're Mexican or El Salvadorian restaurants. Like we have a whole shopping center that's dedicated or not dedicated to, but like is a Vietnamese center. But there used to be one of the restaurants was a front for the Vietnamese mob, and then there was a brothel that they busted a few years ago that was actually right next door to the Planet Fitness there. And yeah, all sorts of weird things have happened in that shopping center. But they have a really good tea shop, so it's worth it. And the Asian grocery store is there too, and you can buy all sorts of great things there. So you take risks where you gotta. Hi, Nikki. Yes, eat breakfast. Breakfast is very important. I was not. Nope, I was in Virginia, where I always am. I would happily love to go somewhere else, though. I mean, Tennessee sounds nice. Nashville is pretty fun. And Autumn says hi to Nikki. No, I would love to go somewhere else. My dream is to get back out to the desert, go back out to Phoenix and live among the mountains and the sand and the sun and the palm trees. And that's my ultimate dream. That's where I want to go. But, I'll take other places. So, I'll go to Oklahoma. I'll go to Texas. I'll go to Tennessee. I'll go. I won't go north. I don't want to be cold. I don't want to be cold. I want to be nice and toasty. So, yeah, which is the exact opposite of my husband, because he doesn't want to go to New York. He actually keeps saying that he needs to lose his New York accent. And I'm like, I don't think you're ever going to lose it, honey. I think it's stuck. But he likes the cold a lot more than the heat. And I like the heat a lot more than the cold. So you can see how we're constantly at a Mexican standoff. So if you guys have any thoughts for our next sprint, any numbers, movie dates, TV dates, establishment of states, dates, dates that have not yet occurred, dates that have already happened. I'm running out of things. Just throw out some numbers, y'all. Just toss them out here. I'm curious though, Autumn, where in Tennessee did y'all go? I have to, what? Waited for her to speak and she sounded like, I'm gonna have to go find this girl. Where were you in Tennessee? I'm gonna go find her. Maybe she's like the doppelgangers from Doctor Who. If anybody knows what I'm talking about. I've just watched way too much Doctor Who in my life. Also, I'm not sure what's happening back here. I guess the aloe plants and the Lego are ascending to heaven. There's an aloe plant back there somewhere. His name is Alphonse. We keep meaning to get another little one and name it Edward. But we have yet to go get the little one. So Alphonse is just going to keep on growing, and I don't know where Ed is going to come in. He'll be here eventually. So, I do actually, hold on a second. While I'm waiting for y'all to shout out some numbers, I got to show you guys this. Oh, I hope I didn't break anything. Oh, here we go. So Steven bought a toy yesterday, or not yesterday, a couple days ago. And so we spent all of yesterday and the day before building our little Millennium Falcon. Isn't that neat? It's even got a gun on the bottom, the blaster thingy. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, there it is. So I just thought that was fun. Felt like sharing. I also just made the cockpit fall off. It's okay. It's all right. It's the Falcon. It'll be fine. Falcon always makes it through. Went to Rock City Gardens, and that's what I saw her. Then we went white water rafting and tubing. That sounds so fun. Did you go to the Titanic Museum in Pigeon Forge? Of all the places to have a Titanic museum, Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Who would have thought? I certainly wouldn't have. But the things you find out when you're driving through Tennessee. I don't even know why we were driving through Tennessee. Actually, why were we driving through Tennessee? I don't know. I don't know. So let's see. I need to reset that. Here we go. Comedy Central. No, I'm not funny or crude enough for Comedy Central. I have to be a million times more, gross. No, we didn't make it over there, but we did get cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. Yay! Always, always good to have cheesecake. My husband actually makes, it's his grandmother's recipe, but he makes like real New York cheesecake. So good. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. I love it. I love it so much. So let's see. I'm trying to think of a good time that we could do. Actually, you know what's stuck in my head, and I don't think she's here this morning, but on another stream, Bella suggested 1789 because of Hamilton, and it's been stuck in my head. So we might have to do 1789, which I don't actually know what that turns into, but 1789. 1829 is what it turns into. God as a bastard, orphan, immigrant, decorated war vet, unite the colonies through more debt. Yeah, it's been stuck in my head. I don't know if you guys can tell. Have it all, lose it all. You ready for more yet? Okay, I'm going to shush. I'm going to be shushed. We're going to do 1829, which is actually 1789. But 1829 is fun too. I can't think of anything that happened in 1829, but Queen Victoria was around. Anyway, so with that in mind, get out your tea and crumpets, and and we'll sprint. Yay! It got really sunny during that last sprint. Very, very sunny indeed, which I guess is what you want, right? So, how did everyone do? I finally finished the chapter. So, chapter 19 is done. Thank goodness. I'm now on chapter 20 and have to redo everything all over again. Isn't that how it always goes? But I have, it's kind of confusing because I already have a chapter 20, but it happens much, it's going to be happening much later now because I've added so much in between. So trying to figure out which chapter 20 is correct is a little, can be a little bit vexing sometimes, I will say. But I think what I'm going to do is after this draft, I'm going to just compile it all into one mega draft, one mega page, one mega document. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. And edit it that way so that I have a better idea of how long it actually is. Because right now it doesn't feel like it's very long, but I feel like once it's all put together, it'll be long. Maybe. We'll see. Long doesn't mean coherent, though. So that's the other thing I gotta make sure. Christy got 416 words. Very nice. And Nikki says, have we seen Alexa Dunn's community post about how she's going to do line edits for the first page of people's novels? No, I have not seen that. I actually don't know if I follow her. But that's pretty cool that she's doing that for people. That is very cool. I don't think I'm at that stage yet. But, oh, hello. I ascended there for a second. Yeah, it got really bright out, so apologies. Yeah, I don't think I follow Alexa Dunn on anything. I've heard the name before. I know the name. But that's really actually kind of nice that she's doing that for people. So good for her. Yeah, mine is nowhere near. Like, I sent the first chapter to my little sister, and that's all I've sent her. Mainly because she hasn't read it yet, but also because she's kind of the only person who I trust right now, just because this is still really in its infancy. And Emmy can be like brutally honest with me. And I mean, people can be brutally honest with me, and it doesn't normally bother me. But just kind of at the stage it's at right now, the only person who I feel comfortable presenting it to is my little sister. Because, you know, it's only my second draft, and I feel like that's something that you don't normally show people. Unless it's your sister. Kate got 250 words and a 1.5 mile walk with a dog. Aw, puppy. What kind of doggo is it? My husband and I have been really wanting a dog. The only problem is that the dog that we want, we can't have in our apartment. We can't have dogs that exceed 20 pounds, and we want a German short-haired pointer. And we cannot get a German short-haired pointer because they are big doggos. But we've been wanting a dog for a very long time, and we finally found a breed that we both agreed on. So, yep, just can't have it here. Oh, sorry. I need like one of those IV bags with coffee in it. Either that or the IV bag with Dr. Pepper. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure my blood is just Dr. Pepper at this point. I've had how many years of drinking it? I don't know. I've been drinking it as long as I can remember. I don't normally, I mean, there are some sodas that I like, and then there's Dr. Pepper. I don't know why I'm thinking. Oh, because it's my water glass. This is Dr. Pepper cup. So in Waco, Texas, actually, if you guys have ever seen Fixer Upper, where the silos are, just around the corner from the Magnolia Market is the Dr. Pepper Museum. And Dr. Pepper, originally back in the day, was from Texas, and the only place you could get it was Waco, Texas. So they actually called it a Waco. And it was this guy at a drugstore was just trying to put flavors together, and he ended up mixing the right concoction, and we got Dr. Pepper. But I have that little, I swear this wasn't prepared. I just found it, and I love Dr. Pepper, so. But I have their little guide. But if you look here, where is it? Oh, it's on this side. Those are the silos from Fixer Upper, from the Magnolia Market, or whatever it's called. It is right around the corner from it. It's a block over, and it's Dr. Pepper, and it's amazing, and I love Dr. Pepper. So. Older than Coca-Cola, by the way. Dr. Pepper was made in 1885, and Coca-Cola was made in 1886. But I don't think Dr. Pepper was nationally known before Coca-Cola. I will say that. But it existed. It was just called something different. It was called a Waco. You had to go to Waco to get it. Waco, Texas. Isn't that funny, though, how Waco has, like, been put on the map, but, like, for a good reason this time? You know, it's like everybody knew about Waco. I think it was in the 90s when that whole Branch Davidian thing happened. And now it's known for Fixer Upper. And, you know, I just think that that's kind of funny. It's nice that it's not like that what we know it for now is not just what happened at the Branch Davidian compound. So Waco's an interesting little town. Kate says they have a tiny little chihuahua named Willow. She's so easy to care for. So much personality. She's training to be a therapy dog. 95% there. Aww. Well, that's nice too, because you can take her with you. She's small enough that you can go places with her. I like bigger dogs. I grew up. They were never actually my dogs. They were my friends' dogs, but all my friends had kind of like big dogs, like golden retrievers, labs. So I've always liked big dogs. And my family has this tiny little flooferpoof named Max. And he, oh my gosh, I still remember the day my mom brought him home, because my aunt, my dog is also from Oklahoma, by the way. But my aunt and my uncle have his sister. So their dog, Brooklyn, is my dog's, or my family's dog's sister. And I remember my mom sent us a picture letting us know she was going to bring him home. And we were like, oh, he's so cute, you know? And then we actually saw him and we're like, what is that? Because it was just like this little white cotton ball that was like bouncing along. And it's like, that's not a dog. What is that? Turns out dogs do come that small. He's very small, and Brooklyn is even smaller. So that was a bit of a shock to us, because all of our friends had really big dogs. We were used to being around big dogs. And so here comes this little tiny flooferpoof. And we didn't know what to do with it. And now he's the most spoiled brat on the entire planet. And he's terrible. No, he's a sweetie. He bites people sometimes, but he's also blind in one eye, and he's a cranky old man. So, you know, I give him a pass. So I'm thinking that we'll do one more sprint, and then we'll do just a little quick wrap up, and then we'll be done for the morning. So if y'all have time that you want to throw out there, anywhere, I'd say anywhere really from 15 to 20 minutes. I like kind of the longer sprints. I feel like I get a little bit more done. But if you guys have any that you want to throw out there. Go ahead and throw them. I'm not going to throw my coffee at y'all because that would not be nice. And my mom always told me to be nice. So can't go against what the mama says. Yeah. Dad just was like, well, you know, be nice, but be with me, you know, within reason. Don't be nice if the person is, you know, punching you in the face. Punch him back. Oh my Lord. Hello, sun. Hello. Good morning, Mr. Sunshine. Why are you so bright? Why? So it's both the nice and the not so nice thing about having an apartment that faces towards the east is you get a really nice start to the sunrise. And then when the sun fully comes up, it's like you're being beamed up by Scotty. Like it like I'm on my way to the USS Enterprise right now. Beam me up, Scotty. Oh no, I have seen the original. I haven't seen the what's it called? The one with Patrick Stewart, the other Star Trek show. I've seen the original one. And that show is hilarious. And I've seen the movies, which I had so much faith in J.J. Abrams. I'm just going to leave it at that. I had so much faith in him because of that. And I'm still bitter about that. I am. You have a Great Dane. Oh, is it named Scooby-Doo? I used to say I wanted to get a Great Dane just to name it Scooby-Doo. But yeah, I don't think my parents would have ever let me get a dog that big, but I like Great Danes. I think they're very cute dogs. Kate says, my daughter has a golden doodle who might become ours pretty soon. They're the silliest dogs. So much fun. Aw. Our neighbor, or my parents' neighbor, has a golden doodle named Coco. And Coco was friends with my old cat, and Lickums didn't like anybody or anything, but he loved saying hi to Coco, and it was very sweet. So they were like, Coco was like the only thing that wouldn't attack Lickums, and Lickums wouldn't attack Coco. Like they would go up and like hang out with each other. It was very cute. My cat didn't like a lot of people or a lot of things, but he liked Coco, so that was very sweet. I miss that cat. He was a demon, but he was cute. 25. 2552. I like that. I'd love to have a Thai Ridgeback one day. I've actually never heard of a Thai Ridgeback. I will have to look that up. I like that time. In the zone now. Yes. So we're going to do Kate's 2552, and then we're going to do just a quick wrap up, and then we will be off and away with the rest of our days. So let's do 2552. 2552. I mean, 25 is funnier than 24. It's a SpongeBob reference. It's a really random SpongeBob reference, but you know it's even funnier than 24? 25. Get that full screened. All right, and we'll go ahead and pull that up. Voila. And if you guys are ready, we will go ahead and get our 2552 going. Oh, and I have a banner for this. Yay! So how did everyone do for our last sprints? Get rid of that little banner now that I actually remembered them this time. So I actually started not a whole new chapter, but I am beginning this chapter very differently. And so I got 657 words, which is the only time I can ever calculate or figure out how many words I have is when I first start editing and revising a chapter and I'm at the very beginning. Because once I start mixing things up, I have no idea. I had to stretch, sorry. Welcome to the stretching show. With, I guess Mr. Fantastic is kind of the more well-known stretchy guy, isn't he? No one really knows who Plastic Man is, which is understandable. I didn't know who Plastic Man was. Oh, this is from earlier. Christy says she has a pit bull. Aww. She's the sweetest chicken you'd ever meet. Oh, she licks her chops when she watches a guinea pig. Oh, yeah. I bet she does. It's nature. You can't ask them to stop. But my sister-in-law has a German Shepherd, and she is a big dog. She is 90 pounds, and she is the most chicken dog you will ever meet in your life. Like, she looks like she could rip you to shreds, and she is so scared of everything. It's hilarious. And the Blind Mage is here. Hello. Unfortunately, that was our last sprint, but thank you so much for stopping in. Always good to see you, my friend. And Christy got 384 on that last sprint. Awesome. Talking about books again, Christy. But that was, yeah, I actually think that was a good sprint. I think overall this was pretty good. I got the juices are flowing again, so that is always nice. But let's see. I don't think I have anything else. I think that's where I am. I'm still feeling pretty good about this. I have not yet reached that stage of what you're writing is stupid, which is normally the voice that's in my head during this time. But thankfully it's not there, which is lovely because I hate that voice. I wish it would go away. So I do not have any more sprints set up for the month of August. I actually am starting a new semester next Monday. I have my schedule up on my desk so that I don't forget when my classes are. So I will probably not have any more sprints until after Labor Day, just so I have time to adjust to being back in class and kind of get an idea. Sorry, there was a bug. Get an idea of what the workload is going to be. And also then my best friend is getting married Labor Day weekend, so obviously can't do anything then. But then after that, I will have an idea or a schedule, I guess, what kind of, or when my next sprints are going to be. And Chrissy says about writing. Hey, books, writing, same thing. Kate says only moved about 90 words because I'm rewriting my scenes. Yep. That's why chapter 19 took so long. I loved Plastic Man. I didn't know who Plastic Man was until he made a cameo in Young Justice, and I was like, who the heck is Plastic Man? And then, yeah. The things you learn as you grow. So once I have everything sort of set up and figured out, I will let you guys know when I have my next live streams. Other than that, definitely keep a lookout for new videos because there will be hopefully a lot of those. Again, I might have to take some time off just to see what the workload for school is going to be like, but it should work out. It should still be fine. My classes are kind of spread out really weirdly, so I have a lot of time like during the day. So I will let you guys know when I know, I guess. But thank you all so much for riding with me this morning. Thank you for waking up with me. I know 6 and 6:30 is a hell of a time to wake up, but thank you all so much. If you want to join me for more live sprints, you are always more than welcome to. And like I said, I will have a schedule of sorts put up once I have just everything figured out. So, but thank you all again. And if you haven't hit the like button, please go ahead and click it. And if you would like to subscribe, you're more than welcome to, though you're not obligated to. I love having you guys either way. So I will see you guys, I guess, in my next video. And hopefully in a live stream once I get everything figured out. Thank you all so much for coming, and I'll see you next time. Love y'all. Bye.